this is a video of some of our facilities in the telecom department. The one you're looking at right now, that's our video editing lab. And that has 6 Avid Media Composer editing stations. Avid Media Composer is the preeminent editing software in film and television today. And our students, if they take our video editing class, can become certified as Avid Media Composer video editors. And that is like the entry-level ticket to work as an editor in this industry. It's a real nice value-added piece to a degree to get that certification with your degree, because it's almost a guarantee of a job. And you can see it's not only a lab, but it's also a classroom. We can do instruction in there, we can do meetings in there. Now this is our television studio. This is where we are right now. Now behind us, you don't see that green screen. You are seeing that blue curtain and a real set. That green screen allows us to do virtual sets. There you can see our lighting grid, which was installed new a couple of years ago. It's all LED lights, which is the state of the art in the industry now. It uses about 10% of the electricity that we used to use when we had the standard tungsten halogen lights. So that's made a big change in terms of us keeping up with the technology. And you can see that green screen there. We also now feature virtual sets. There's our lighting board. So, the lighting system is computer controlled, so you're learning computer controlled lighting while you're here, as well as working with modern lighting instruments. And I think that makes a really big difference in terms of training students, that they're always training on gear that's industry gear. It's the same kind of things you'll find in the industry. Now this is a 3-camera studio, and there are the 3 cameras. There are 3 HD cameras, so everything we do now is in high definition video. And you find a lot of schools are just now turning to HD video. We've been doing it for a few years. And there's a close-up of what one of the cameras looks like. And you can see it set up for studio production with a big viewfinder, and it's got a teleprompter on the front, so that when we do our courses where we train students to work in announcing jobs, whether it's radio or TV, one of the things they learn how to do is read from a teleprompter, which, as you know, is easier said than done. Now this is the control room for the television studio, and it's set up like a regular television station or television production facility control room. And you can see the size of it there. It's a good size. There's the engineering side over there. And if you look at the control room, what you see is that it's set up so that you have your director there on the left. That's where your director would sit. There's the headset for the director, and you'll notice that in front of the director there are monitors to look at. Because when a director directs, he or she is selecting from a variety of video sources and audio sources. And then next to the director sits this technical director who operates the switcher. And we have a really nice Ross Vision switcher that's computer controlled, software controlled, really kind of a state-of-the-art switcher. Really, really great to learn how to use. If you can use that, you can work pretty much anywhere. Then next to that is the graphics station for the graphics that appear on screen. Like when your name was on screen, my name was on screen, that's where you do it from. This is the virtual set generator. When a lot of the productions we do, we don't use real sets like we have today. We set people up in front of the green screen, and then we generate a virtual set, which is the sort of state of the art now. That's the teleprompter station. And then you see there's the audio control board. You have to have audio when you're doing a video production, and you have to learn how to operate it in a live situation. And so that's happening right now. As a matter of fact, there's somebody sitting there right now controlling our audio. Yeah, yes. Listening to our voices and controlling our audio. And it's good for the students in the audio program to learn how to do that for video. Then you can see we have an observation area where guests or students who are learning can observe a production. And so you'll very often see students sitting in there and watching a production. And then back here is the engineering side. Those are the recording devices. Nowadays we're simply using hard drives that are programmable to record everything. No more tape.
Oh, no more tape.
No more recordable DVDs. Everything's on a hard drive. And then there's the control area back there. And the engineers in the department work back there, students in the telecommunications technology program work back there, and that's really the sort of quality control center. Now this is the control room for the radio station, and actually the day we were in there, one of our student DJs was there. All of our DJs are either students or community volunteers, and you can see it's set up with all the paperwork they need and all the forms they need to be board operators and maintain FCC requirements as they have to do. And like I said before, we do analog and digital HD transmission. We're at 89.1 FM here in Auburn and 97.7 FM in Fulton and Oswego, and we're on the web at wdwn.fm, and we're on iHeartRadio as well as TuneIn, so you can get us on mobile devices. And you can see, again, the station is computer controlled. The students play everything through a computer screen, and when there's not a student there, the station is automated because we are actually on the air 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. This is the radio station lobby. Students can hang out in there between classes, and we hire students to work as the managers of the station. So there's a student program director, a station manager, a public service director, a web director, and they have their offices here as well as the sort of lounge for the radio station. And you can see it looks just like a college radio station. Lots of bumper stickers, lots of stickers, lots of posters. Hey, there's one of our radio managers right there in his office. So you can see there's actually real people there. And in the radio station, there are also some audio editing suites, so you can do production for the radio station. You can do public service announcements and promos and pre-program a show if you want to. And we have a couple of production suites like this for students to use, and they're both the same. They've got an audio board, I've got a couple of microphones, they've got a Mac computer that has audio editing software on it. We use Adobe Audition, and we use Pro Tools, which are industry standards. And this is one of the other production rooms, and this one's a little bigger than the one we just saw, but it's outfitted with the same gear. So if you know how to use one, you know how to use the other. And you can mix and monitor in these stations in both stereo and in surround sound as well.
Surround sound, all right.
Yeah, surround. It's nice to be able to do that. And we find that particularly students who are in the audio program or are interested in radio or anything to do with music production, these are the rooms that they'll start in. They'll start in these more simple rooms before moving on to the recording studio. Now this is the hallway. This is our section of the building. And what we did a few years ago was we branded it as, with a design so that people would know when you're in this hallway, you're in the telecom media area. And you can see we have some of our logos, Cayuga Records, our student-run record label. The radio station logo is there. And then the logo for C3 Video, which is our student-run video production company. So we have that. We have pictures of students at work. So when you walk down that hallway, you very clearly are in our area, where there's a lot of production going on. This is our sign-out room. That's where students can sign out cameras, microphones, cables, boom poles, audio mixers, electrical cords, lights, anything they need to do a remote production they can get from that room. And then we just have a couple of things. One thing that's kind of fun, we call it the Telecom Museum. And in there we have some old pictures, and we have some old gear, stuff from years ago. We don't throw everything out when it's no good. Some of it we save, remind us where we came from.
For sure.
And then this is our awards cabinet. And here we have the awards that our students have won from the department, but we also have the national awards the program has won. So you can see some of our Telly Award statues there. You can see that we have a monitor in there, and we play student work all day long, so you can see some of the things the students have done. It's a national award-winning program. We're one of the only community colleges that's ever won a Telly Award. We're the only community college that's ever won a National Student Production Award. So it really has, we've really had some good students here, students who really know what they're doing and have competed at a national level against the top four-year schools. And from the hallway, you can look into the control room. So if you ever come down here and want to see somebody working in the radio station, There's a window right into the control room, and you can see the DJs at work. You can see the station in operation. And I think for people who you know, are interested in this kind of thing, it's fun to be able to look in there. And you can hear the station in the hallway as well. You know, so this is the area that we're in. We're in the ground floor of the technology building. Now, this is our media lab. This is around the corner from the ground floor. And this room is a computer lab that's dedicated to us. And it's got these nice big iMac computers, 25-inch screens. And you know, they're loaded with software for audio editing, video editing, web design, computer animation, and video game design. And when we're not using them for classes, students are free to come in, work on a project, do something they like. That's one of our technicians there you can see, Sean Secor, working on a project, and there was a student in there with him as well. Now, this isn't one of our facilities, but because we have a lot of students in our audio program who are interested in music, I thought I'd show this. This is our music lab, 20 25-inch iMacs with full 88-key keyboards with weighted keys. So that lab is used for music theory, music composition, and piano instruction. And then this is our recording studio. This is the studio floor. This is where the musicians would be, or the bands would be. And you know, you can see it's a nice sized studio. It's got lots of panels and gear for isolation. You can see there's a drum kit in the corner we've built an isolation booth around for recording. And the students who are in the audio program spend a lot of time in here. This is a real nice feature of the program, having a full service recording studio and a full-size recording studio. This is the control room. You can see through the windows there the recording studio. So they're the studio floor, but this is the control room part. And this is both a control room and classroom. So we use it for instruction and classes, but it's also a working recording studio control room. And you can see over there's a cabinet with you know, a ton of microphones to use in the studio, all the cables that you need. And then this is the control console. This is a dedicated Pro Tools console. Pro Tools is like Media Composer is the preeminent video editing software. Pro Tools is the preeminent professional audio editing software. Pretty much every studio in the world uses Pro Tools. And there you can see a screenshot of what it looks like. And that's a dedicated Pro Tools console. If you look above that, you see a larger screen. And that's for when we're doing instruction, so students can sit at their desks and see what the instructor is doing rather than crowding around the console. But you'll find, you know, particularly at this time of year in the spring semester, students will be spending a lot of time, the audio students will be spending a lot of time in the recording studio working on projects. So that's pretty much it. That's our facility.
Yeah,
that's everything we've got. It really is state of the art.
Yes.